Hello! Yeah, we're in. Hi there, guys. Welcome to session 54 of Fathoms Below. I am your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch and YouTube. And with me today, we've got 4 of 5 of my lovely cast. We have got Just Kyle, we've got Selkie Cove, we've got Lawless Aries Cosplay, and believe it or not, we do have Madness Diamond. They're hiding from Kyle's caffeine-themed judgment.
Listen, if the world's on fire, enjoy the little things like a nice coffee.
Kyle, I appreciate it, but we don't have time for this tangent. This is like an hour thing. Anyway, so, moving right along. I had to fucking get you with that one, buddy. But see, I've done that and now I've thrown myself off my train. So I don't know what I was... I don't know. There was something I was going to say, but now I've derailed myself because I laughed at my own fucking shit joke and now I can't think of it. So I guess what I'll be saying is... I can't remember if there's any housekeeping. If there's any housekeeping, I'll say it at the end. But other than that, I will ask my players, guys, can any of y'all recap or remember what the fuck happened last session?
Diamond, I've got you.
Alright. Kyle, take it away.
So, we got to go see more of the Chimerius to Echo story. And we now know that Echo has their original name back. They also have been given a polymorph version of their original form that will currently last 8 hours. They can drop it as and when they please. And they have went to the Betan village.
Yep.
They also have been given, to my knowledge, I think it's a ring. I'm not sure of the exact enchantment. Basically a minor illusionary form of this 8-hour polymorph that they can then later use. But that will be changed and or easily more noticeable later down the line.
Yes.
On the Marisol line, Marisol got to have an incredibly cute dream where they got to learn about snow and had a snowball fight. Luce got to have a conversation with Reaver and also then got to learn more about the aspect of where they want to go and to the points of their family lines. Reaver did more stuff with just existing with the children, recap that point off, and has now gained some sort of sigil or... No, it was a brooch, I believe the word you used was.
Yeah, it was like an emblem. It was like they'd given you a version of their sigil.
Yes. Which I really need to find out what the fuck that is. And what that means. Luce and Reaver have had a conversation about, hey, we got problems. Well, most specifically, we need to start fixing our problems and not keep getting new ones. Speaking of problems, our wonderful Diamond Cosplay had one hell of a showing. Shout out to the Piranha. And that's all I'm going to say, because I cannot do in a period of recap justice to what happened. But they've done things, and as a party, we're real concerned. But they've done it so well.
And honestly, it cannot be stated enough. Shout out to the fucking Piranha. Gotta love that Piranha. Did we settle on a name, or was it just floated out in the ether?
The Piranha's name is Charlie.
The Piranha's name is Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Oh, it's just because... Wait, no, there's new lore, because Charlie bit me. The whole meme, it comes full circle.
I was honestly thinking more Charlie the Unicorn. It's a magical Leopardon, Charlie. It's gonna take us to Candy Mountain.
It will show us the way.
Narschlag from above. Evasive maneuvers. Nah.
We have dated ourselves on the internet age. So badly.
Oh my fucking god.
You good, Selkie?
Ow, yes.
You youngins don't know brain rot. We had the ultimate brain rot. I'm not
No,
talking.
I'm not agreeing with.
I'm not talking to you, Selkie. I'm talking to the people at home watching. What? What? You're our generation, right? So you had the same brain rot. What? Oh wait, have I just like learned something? Like, oh my God, Selkie, are you younger than us?
How old are you?
Me, 32.
I'm 22.
But we have so much in common.
It's the trauma.
Yeah, that's fucking fair. Oh well, it's cool. I can forgive you for that. What?
So this session's going to devolve into a boxing round.
Absolutely, 100%. Where was it with that? Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely shout out to the Piranha. The Piranha's name is officially Charlie. I'm glad to know that that is actually an official thing that's happened now.
We talked about it after session.
Yeah, but now it's on the internet, so it's real.
Now it's out there, so now it can't be taken back.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular instance, retcons do not exist.
Well, the Piranha's named after Charlie on one of the other games who gave us
Charlie gave him the Nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a like longer name because it was both Charlie and a pun of something else, but I don't remember what the full name is.
It was something to do with James Bond.
Yes.
I think it was Charlie Pond.
Charles Pond. That
Pond.
was it.
Charles Pond.
Charles Pond.
Or Charlie for short.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Alrighty.
That was gonna bug me.
I'm really glad that we've been able to scratch the brain itch that everybody was collectively having. This is fantastic. In that case, we did end last session with Echo meeting the other Betans who have been squirreled and hidden away by Chimaperius. And when they met them, they were very open about the fact of, oh, you're new. We don't get new people, so you must be like a person that's been found and brought back. And they were like, yeah, kind of. And they were like, hey, cool. Well, do you know what? You should come and meet everybody because, like, why the fuck not? There's nothing else to do. And we ended it there. So I think that's a good place to start. Again, is right there. But what I will do is I'll say to you, Echo, is there anything you want to do there, or do you want it to just have a cute little zoom in on you meeting what is essentially the remnants of your family before it goes to something else? Or is there anything you would like to do, anything you would like to speak to them about?
Oh, I should have thought about this prior to now. Honestly, I think like Echo is gonna have questions. Euphrosyne especially has questions. But I think it's more along the lines of like, what have you been doing this whole time? How long have you guys been here? Do you know anything about the outside world? Like anything like that? Just how have you survived in here? How do things work? Because there's no... On one hand, there's like the civilization aspect, which Euphrosyne is very interested in. But then there's the like predator versus prey dynamic that doesn't seem to exist here as far as Echo's aware of. And they're very curious about that.
Okay. So a couple of those questions go into a bit of greater detail. But for the easier questions, they don't know how long they've been here. They're aware of this place being a not quite a demi-plane, but not a plane of its own. Something in between. A plane within planes, so to speak. Think of it as like Barovia. Barovia is not technically its own plane. Barovia exists in the Shadowlands. But it's also its own separate entity in place with its own rules. It's kind of like that. Diamond had a weird face there. You good? Sorry, I saw you react and I was like, something has happened.
I didn't know that about Barovia. You're fine.
Oh, right, okay, sorry. Spoiler alert. I mean, it says it right at the beginning of Curse of Strahd anyway, but, like, spoiler alert. Yeah, Barovia exists in the Shadowlands. If you're in the Shadowlands, you can accidentally trip, fall in the mist, and end up in Barovia. You ever been playing a campaign and you've accidentally started a second campaign? And much like a lot of other planes, this place here has its own time. So they're unaware of how much time has passed. They don't know. They don't even know if the amount of time that has passed in there is the same as what's passed outside. For all they know, they've been in here 2 days and what's passed outside is years. They don't know. When you ask how they've survived, they gesture around them. This place is almost an exact copy of the type of environment they came from. So it has its own aquatic life, it has its own plants and flora, fauna all over the place that can be harvested and used. So they've survived by doing what they always did, working in tandem with nature. When you mention about, like, you know, how have you survived, obviously there's a lot more to survival than just eating, drinking and sleeping. So they do gesture to quite a lot of the decorations around about this little town that they have, and they have amazing, like, tapestries woven from, like, stained pieces of plant fibre. And these tapestries show part of their history that they're remembering and such. So you can see an entire kind of, like, working diagram of how their culture and how their people came around and how they have continued this existence in this new place. So remind me of the last question you asked, because the wording of it went right out of my mind.
That's a good question.
Okay, so I guess I'll ask it in a different way. Other than the information I've given you, is there anything more specific you want to know about them?
The last sort of things that Euphrosyne would ask about is history. If any of them remember how they got there, or if the history of how they got there has been told, or for, like, specific names when it comes to details and events.
Okay. So, the Betan who's been showing you around makes, like, a beckoning motion to another one of the group that's there. And a very, you know, all Betan look androgynous. The only thing that really gives anything away, and I mean this in an incredibly slight scale, is that the mask presenting members of the community don't tend to wear body adornments like jewellery. They tend to be clothing more than anything. Whereas the femme presenting members of the community tend to wear jewellery, some kind of adornments in their the fins on the sides of their head or on the fins attached to their arms and such. So we'll gesture over to a Betan who has a kind of pale green verging into light and then dark blues at the edge of their frills. So they'll gesture over to them, and as they come over, the Betan who's been showing you around will say to them, "This is our, I guess you would say, leader. They are responsible for remembering. If you have any questions about who came before, or what came to bring us here, they can answer in the best details." Then they will turn to them, and they take their right hand and they place it onto this leader's face, and the leader does the exact same thing to them, and they just kind of stand in that for a couple of seconds before then parting ways. At which point the leader will look at you, smile, and then say, "Before you ask any questions, it's probably a good thing to make you aware of that some of the answers might be distressing. But any questions that you have, I can answer."
Distressing seems to be the baseline of everything. There's actually not a lot I've found that's not distressing. So if there's any information like that, that's just a bonus.
Okay. Well, to start with, I can tell you that there were many more of us when we first made the attempt to find a safe place. In fact, there are about triple the numbers that we have here. Many gave their lives so that we could find this place, so that we could find Chimoperius. When we found Chimoperius, he created a place where nothing could harm us. He tried many times to bring us out into the world, to find a new place for us to call home. But everywhere we went, we were reminded of what we had lost. That's when we asked him to make us this, a copy of what we once had.
Is there anyone still alive from before?
From the original crossing, a good number. Like I said, time is different here. I don't know how long has passed outside, but we've only had 4 or 5 elders pass.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
If you don't mind me asking, you are from out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they look back and then they lower their voice. Is it safe?
No.
Well,
not remotely.
Well, then it appears that we are where we should be.
How old are the oldest ones here?
I believe Elder Tuanane is verging into his 400th year.
Quick question
Yeah.
for the GM. Um, because of a lot of stuff the party has done with history, and because of Luce being tied to a lot of this history in particular,
Yep.
but then Echo having also gotten a lot of the information from Chimerius, does Echo know how long it's been since what happened since when they got like taken?
I would say
Approximately. I'm not looking for like.
I would say there's definitely a pocket of time you know it has to have happened within. But because of the amount of times that they've been quote unquote winter soldiered, mind muddled and all that jazz, there can't be a specific. There's an approximation, but it's a broad approximation. It's definitely somewhere within the realms of 3 to 700 years, give or take.
That is exactly what I needed to know. So Euphrosyne is gonna think for a moment, gather her words, and like kind of squint her eyes for a second as though she's like, okay, I don't want to fuck this up. This is taking so much more brain power than she has used in so long.
Separating the echo from everything else, just like
This whole party has taken more brain power.
I need the brain right now.
You guys make me think. And after that, she'll then look back towards this leader figure and will go, if what I remember from out there is correct, then that's a very big if. I am anywhere from 300 to 700 years old at this point.
That's a big gap.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when we arrived here, Elder Tunane was... They were about to make their 397th naming day. So I guess by that logic, we've been in here 3 years. And if you're saying somewhere between 300 and 700 years... Well, that's a long time to miss.
It's for the best. Trust me. You don't want to know the things that happen.
But you found us. That's the important part. We can find you a place to stay, and if need be, we can build you a place. We're quite accustomed to building houses here.
I can't stay.
Oh. Oh, okay. Is there...
I promise it's better for everyone here if I don't.
Okay. Sorry, that caught me off guard.
Why? I didn't start here.
We tend to stick with the flock, so to speak. We're not used to Well, I suppose we're not used to people arriving either, but we're not used to people leaving.
There was a very long time ago when leaving was the first mistake I made. But now, to avoid other mistakes, I can't stay.
Your Parla's child, the one that wandered out beyond the reef. My
Silence.
My father knew your parents.
How long and how well did they live after, if you know?
I mean, after those days, nobody lived what you would call well. They survived. Your father lived another 3 name days. Then your mother's, one of them passed 10 after. And then the other, I think 2 or 3 again after that.
How long was that before this place was made?
We started to branch out and find ways to move forward after I came into my adult years. So I think I was in my 70th name day when we started to venture out to try and find a way to escape it. So around about 50 years after your final parent passed.
Thank you for the information.
You can always come back here, you know. You're always welcome to come and visit, I guess.
It's a nice thought. I'm not sure how possible or safe, but it's a nice thought.
You're still part of us.
You don't know how untrue that is, and that's for the best.
Okay. If that's what you want, but we won't stop thinking of you as part of us. We've lost too many.
Did you ever hear stories of who I was?
We used to We used to hear stories about how if there was a way to make a boring event eventful, or to make a serious situation funny, you would find the way to do it. We heard a story about how you made a scholar throw aside his runes and his rituals because you wouldn't stop asking questions.
It sounds like a nice person to be.
I'm sure you are.
Promise me something.
Okay.
Don't leave. None of you. Not yet, at least.
I can make you that promise with a caveat. We won't leave here until you tell us to. Until you tell us it's safe. But that means in order to do that, you're going to have to come back.
What if I'm not the same when I come back? What if I don't look like this?
People look different all the time. And she'll pick up a handful of sand. This handful of sand is going to be made up of many, many different microorganisms. If I pick up another handful of sand, it's going to be made up of many, many million more different microorganisms. They still look the same, but they're intrinsically different. The same can be said the other way around. Two things can look exactly the same and be completely different. Two things can look completely different but be exactly the same. Looking different doesn't change what you are on the inside. And what you are on the inside is us. So, you never
I
realized.
have a book. And there's this moment where it's just... And it's just... Oh, fuck.
You have a book.
I don't read.
You don't read, but you have a book.
I don't know what a book is.
And yet you have one.
Who said that?
You did.
When?
Just 10 seconds ago. Do you have a problem with, like, short-term memory loss? We had somebody that came
Not
by here a
short-term.
while ago, and, well, not short-term. Long-term memory loss?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will play along. You do not know what a book is.
Correct.
Whatever your reasons for thinking that you would be different when you came back, or look different, it won't change who you are. And we can see that, so we don't need to see anything else.
Sometimes seeing is helpful. Not having eyes can make things difficult.
I can't say that I can speak from that experience, but I'll take your word for it.
Keep your eyes.
I will do my best. When do you have to leave?
Well, if time passes so much differently here than it does there, I guess I don't have to rush.
By the sounds of it, time passes slower in here. But you're welcome to stay as long as you want. Would you like to stay for dinner?
Rosany's gonna like take a second to be like, wait, if time passes weird here, which time system is the illusion using? Or does it? And now it's just like, and then there's a moment where I was like, would love to. There's a book I forgot. I have to go.
A book that you don't know what it is.
No. No clue.
Okay. It was nice to meet you, Euphrosyne. I hope to see you again.
It's nice to meet you too. You kind of have to, don't you?
Yes, we do.
I'll find you a spot when it's safe, so you don't have to do that.
That would
Promise.
be very nice of you. Thank you.
You'll have to tell me what a book is when I get back. And then Euphrosyne's gonna start going off.
So you make your way back, swimming out of this village, swimming back towards where Kaima Perius brought you in, and that portal of swirling water is still there. And you can see Kaima Perius' chamber on the other side of it.
I'm gonna take a second, hesitate,
Uh-huh.
look back, really like take in the sight, commit it to memory, if ever needed, like to be able to draw a portrait of it, like that type of
Yeah.
note in every detail. And then she's gonna go back through.
Okay. You hop on back through, and you're now back in Kaima Perius' chamber. You were in there for about, we'll just round up for the simplicity of it and call it an hour. Roughly 3 hours have passed here.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze there. As you come back,
Bless you.
unbless. As you arrive back into this, I want to go and I want to jump to loose. Okay, not loose, I guess.
Okay. I just was writing the time passage and thinking it's like, oh, what does that mean math-wise? That's too much math. That's Kyle level math.
I'm doing that
I'm
as we
like-
speak. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm just, because I was writing it down, I'm just like, 1 hour in the village equals 3 hours in normal place.
Mhm.
It's like, I was attempting the math.
It's
Interesting.
fucky wucky. I'm just gonna make you aware. It's fucky wucky.
It's fucky wucky.
Time is a
That's the
soup.
math I understand.
Time is a soup.
Time is a weird soup. Physics, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey bullshit.
Loose.
I might be.
So, when last we saw you, you had been having a fairly in-depth conversation with Reaver before Reaver went his way, and with Marisol still.
Reaver's
Reaver's with you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Reaver's literally behind Luce. She's leaning up against him like she usually does whenever they take their long rest to keep watch.
So this is what we did. So obviously last session, a lot of the activity beforehand was winding down for long rest. So is there anything that you want to do before going into the long rest? Any last minute little kind of small things?
Unattune to shield. Attune to bracers of defense.
Yep.
Attune to weird sword or scimitar. It's not a sword, it's a scimitar.
Yeah,
Attune to the weird coral scimitar.
Already got those noted down. You'd already said that in the last session. Unattuning from shield, attuning out to braces of defense, unattuning to the coral sword that does poison damage.
And so much other weird shit.
So much other weird shit indeed.
I think that's kind of it.
That's it?
Because she gave her any bladed weapons she's got, she gave them to Reaver because he usually does the sharpening thing.
Uh-huh.
I think the only thing that she might have done is I think she would have opened up her map and just like added new notes in certain places and then just kind of did busy work.
So you did,
and that's about.
You did note in at the end of the last session as well. You've noted in the location of the temple to title that has to be dealt with for Reaver to square up their deal.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of the last thing she does before she does end up passing out, leaning up against the bric-a-brac bastard-in-law.
Right.
Is while rolling everything back up, because Luce's map is a living journal, basically, made of just scraps and things that are put together. She just keeps making she puts another tally towards the location of Drift Shack, and that tally is basically how many days it's been since she's last seen him. And it's just kind of that little note to herself of like, it's been this long. And then it's just running back through everything that's happened lately. A lot of shit has happened. And she just kind of thinks about it and then she goes to sleep. Because she doesn't want to try to move Marisol. Because I imagine Groan is being a wonderful body pillow.
Wonderful is a fairly apt descriptor for what Groan's doing right now.
Would Groan even let her try to unravel him from Marisol?
I think it wouldn't
You'd probably get rattled with them.
Yeah.
I don't want to get smooshed. It's like snuggle smooshed.
Okay, so then I guess if that's the case...
I don't want to get snuggle grappled.
I don't want to get snuggle constricted.
If only there was someone you could ask to tell Groan to let go.
No. Groan's a good boy. He knows what he's doing. He's doing his job. It's like a service animal.
He's doing the do.
Mm-hmm.
His job is cuddles.
I took the spell Find Steed. Why? To have something to cuddle? Duh.
Correct. Yeah. He's literally a hot water bottle because of his glands in his throat for the lightning breath. He literally just lets them warm up.
Yeah. What is it? It's like Mordekainen? Old wizard man? Mordekainen. It's like, he's got a fine dog spell.
Mm-hmm.
My favourite thing about that is that you accidentally said Mordekaiser, who is the exact opposite of cuddly and warm. You do not want to hug this man. This man is surrounded by a whirling... Character? Yeah, he's surrounded by a whirling storm of shrapnel.
Would.
He is one of the inspirations for Reaver.
Would. Yeah. Next question.
Oh, Mordekaiser's an absolute smash, and if you say otherwise, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
Would.
Absolutely. Smash.
I think that's why I got that confused. But yes. So yeah, she probably just looks at Groan being the best boy. It's her nephew doing a good job of keeping her girlfriend warm. Probably just sends a wish into the ether that Feather and Marisol are actually spending time together, like in the dreamscape and connecting. Because Celia and Marisol haven't really had that chance to do like the weird mental date thing.
Meanwhile, in the dreamscape, I can absolutely 100% picture that Marisol has took the snowball fight too far and is currently burying Celia. Like, smothering him with just piles of snow while he's just flailing wildly. But, like, Marisol's cackling mad, like, oh my god, this is so much fun! More snow.
Can't actually smother him, he doesn't breathe.
He's also not a real person right now. He's just a thought in your brain. He can still flounder around helplessly because at the be-all and end-all of things, he's still a wizard. He has a strength of nothing. He's considered above average in strength for wizards, and he still ain't shit.
Oh, because he's a strength of 10?
Yeah, but everybody knows the average strength for a wizard is 8. Madness. 4. If they ain't packing a -3 in strength, they ain't a real wizard.
Yeah, and Moose falls asleep. That's it.
Okay.
Fall asleep against the bric-a-brac bastard. You probably get little, like... Reaver will definitely feel the tentacles relax as Luce falls asleep, because it's just it. They happen. You might have a sucker attached to you, just because it's funny.
Just because it's fine. I guess
it's just her way of knowing if Reaver gets up.
Yeah.
Then that she doesn't just...
I guess in that case we go to Reaver. Is there anything that you would like to do before settling into your long rest?
I'm going to wait for them to fall asleep, and then I'm going to pull shenanigans.
Well, they're asleep.
I'm simply going to go as Archie's mode, as in come out of the body, still keeping the motion going, like keep that repetitive. And I'm just going to go grab another blanket and then put it over Luce.
No.
Shenanigans.
Because I now know something that my brain's like, no, be a person.
Be nice to people.
No, different path. It's Luce needs to be a person.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no. I, as both player and character, have put something together and went, no, person, blanket.
Person, blanket.
Correct. And then just continuing the mantra of recounting the names because somebody is still fucking terrified of the interaction, excluding the children interaction.
Okay.
The trauma has not been healed. It has been delayed by the child with the little doll.
Doll.
Correct.
But you are settling into your long rest now at this point.
Yeah, guarding the door. Yeah.
Okay. Marisol, you're already asleep. And other than attempting to smother to death your kind of inherited, kind of chosen boyfriend, are you doing anything else?
No, I think she's enjoying this dreamscape where she can't feel the exhaustion.
To be clear on what I meant by that, Marisol and Luce kind of got together, and Feather was just like, there by association. And then they didn't really have the conversation of, okay, so are we dating? They just kind of like, cool.
I mean, to be fair, neither did Luce and Feather. I'll take you out sometime. With a weapon?
Oh shit, I forgot that. Yeah, okay.
And then
So there's no grown-up conversations.
immediately.
There's no grown-up conversations in this throuple whatsoever.
No.
Oh.
The only one that's fucking happened was me and you. Basically,
Whoa.
like, you idiot, they like you.
Let's get one thing straight. Not me. Not me, Celia.
Correct.
Not me.
The point being,
I am DM. Yeah. I am multiple hundreds of people.
True. Point
And a
being,
couple
yeah,
monsters.
Celia Reaver had the conversation.
And several monsters.
Yeah, like literally, I think with Celia and Luce, it was more of a, let's dreamwalk and share some trauma and explain some things to each other. Kiss? Conversations about proposal.
You too have the spiciest of traumas. I will now commence with the smooching.
Literally. And they never had a
No, they didn't.
what are we conversation. And then Marisol just was like, Luce has been offering to take me somewhere. That's my girlfriend now. We're gonna go fight something. And now it's the snowball fight of relationship conversations.
If I don't ask, you can't say no!
You're correct!
The entirety of this throuple is based on. So you guys are all together. We think so. We haven't quite talked about it. How long's this been going on? Roughly 300 years. And you're not together? We're all married. We just haven't had the discussion if we're together. We keep trying
Sounds
to.
cool, ring.
We keep trying to, and then Marisol swims away screaming, if we don't talk, you can't say no. If we don't talk, you can't say no.
You can't reject me if I never ask the question!
That's some big brain logic right there. Well then, I guess if that is the case with them being still asleep, I don't know what this means. I'm just.
There's a cat.
The cat.
Oh shit! Right, yeah. Okay, cool. I thought this was like some kind of hidden communication between them. I was like, are we supposed to do this too? Okay, cool, got you. Then I guess the last one we go to is Echo. You've arrived back in Kaima Paris' chamber. Is there anything you would like to do before turning into a long rest, or is this... Okay, to be clear, turning in for a long rest. You can wild shape into a great many things, but I don't think you can wild shape into a long rest.
Not yet. Soon.
Soon. So is there anything that you would like to do before taking your long rest?
They're kind of torn on, like, specifically where they want to be before settling, for the most part, because they sleep all weird and shit. Because on one hand, they're not with the group, and that now ekes them out a little bit, which annoys them a little bit. So it's a progression of emotion. But then also, they're in a place with Kaima Pirius that only very, very certain people can get into, so it's a very, very safe, secure location.
To be clear, you can't get in here without Kaima Pirius inviting you in here. So
I think what they're going to decide to do is, as much as they have been learning to be more human, and even with the experience that they've just had has been pushed that, and I say human very loosely, even the experience they've just had has pushed that forward. I still think the animal fear for safety is going to win out in this instance, especially in such a new place with everything that's just gone on. And so what Euphrosyne is going to end up doing is going to essentially be like going towards the back of the room, kind of behind wherever Kaima Pirius would feasibly be. And that's where she's gonna settle.
So, Kaima Pirius is gargantuan sized.
So I assumed that it wasn't like... Because with Kaima Pirius being as big as Kaima Pirius is and being measured in time rather than length,
yes.
I assumed it wouldn't be like just generally in a room. I assumed
no,
more of like
he's
like
like
pocket little space.
Yeah, so this is like a place where like he would, like, if he wanted to meet with someone, he would bring his head into this space. To put
so he's not here.
I mean, part of him is always here. He is that big. He is.
Yeah, no, just behind that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's.
Think of him. Think of him as like he's like Jormungandr's little brother.
Yeah, just behind him.
Okay, cool.
Whatever part of him.
Okay, Awesome. So, I mean, getting up and around this piece of him is it's time consuming in and of itself. There's like a solid 30 seconds of you swimming up and over and then going behind. But eventually when you get behind there, there's a load of heat coming off of him as well. Like a load of like real radiating body heat.
Snuggling up behind this divine being. Just like, this is when that happens.
Alrighty. Oh, yep, Luce.
Is your sleep cycle different since you're still true polymorphed? So do you actually have a full sleep cycle, or is it still an intermittent sleep?
She hasn't thought about that, so it could go either way.
True
She
poly-
hadn't considered
Actual sleep!
True Polymorph says that you take on... Shit, I forgot I did use True Polymorph. Excuse me a moment. Because I know it says you take on the full physical and mental characteristics.
Sleep is a physical characteristic, arguably.
It could arguably be seen as that.
Mental, yeah.
But
I think
there's another specific part of it I want to look at. Because
I do want to say that depending on if it's 4 hours or 8 hours, depending on what the full thing is, or if it doesn't affect them, what the plan is for them is to essentially spend the first half of their rest there, in that safety, in that... This is the processing corner.
Okay.
Process elsewhere. This is the processing corner. And then after that is when, since they will have then been rested a bit, is when they're going to go then look for the rest of the group. It's their brain's version of, we're compromising, we're doing both. It's fine.
So it wasn't True Polymorph that I used. I'm looking at the stat block right now. They do have it, but the one that I've got marked off is just standard Polymorph. However, Polymorph does say that you still take on all the aspects of it. You just can't make it completely, permanent until it gets dispelled. So, with this...
Polymorph when you wonder,
It'll fucking it'll fucking happen. Like, if that's what you want to happen, it'll fucking happen. I'll just do it in a way that you don't quite see it coming. What I'll say is, I think based on what I know about them, which nobody's discovered yet, I would say it is fitting that you could say that they trance.
Okay.
So, as you kind of settle down to go into your kind of sleep mode, you can either choose to sleep, at which point you only need to sleep for 4 hours, or you can choose to remain partially conscious, but still gain the same benefits of a long rest. Kind of like elves trancing.
Echo's very used to sleeping, so I'm pretty sure with like the heat and everything and feeling safe in this room, they're gonna actually sleep.
Okay, cool. With that being the case, with all of you sending yourselves off at least to a state of rest, we move on to the next day. Reaver, you're always, at least in some way, partially conscious when you rest. So there's a very physical show for you. For the rest of you, it starts as auditory, except for you, Echo. You can't hear it because you're in a different place. But the sound of horns, not like massive clacks and alarms or anything like that, but like, signal horns. And Reaver, you would see people moving through the kind of corridor in front of you guys, pulling on like bits of armor and stuff. But at this point, Marisol can wake up with one less level of exhaustion.
So that puts me at what, 3 right now?
Let's see. Marisol has 4 levels of exhaustion. That was before taking 1 rest. So you're now, that's your second rest. You're at 2 levels of exhaustion now.
Okay, better.
Yeah, you just have disadvantage on all ability checks, and you have half your movement speed.
Don't love it. Definitely could be worse.
Definitely could be worse. But you definitely wake up with a bit more capability. However, you are still incredibly groggy. And I have to mark off 1 more day for Feather. But I can't find my pen, so I'll just mark it here. Feather now has 4 days left. Okay. So with the information I've given to you guys, or the very base levels of it, as she's coming to waking for the next day, what's your first moves?
How loud is that horn?
So it's not like an alarm or anything. It's not like a horn that's resounding everywhere. It's just like a... Think of it as like a bell tower in the middle of a city centre that's letting you know when the clock struck the hour. That kind of volume. Enough that it's there, but not enough that it's like a resounding din right in your ear.
This is a dumb question. There's doors here, right?
Yes.
It's not just like open. Okay, pass. Sweet. I want to have Luce go just look in the hallway, but I would like to try to be sneaky with it.
Okay.
She's a little scared that she's gonna get miladied.
Right. So because of how water pressure works, doors don't open like this or out like that, because it'd be nigh on impossible for any of you to open a bloody door. Doors underwater tend to be either open like side to side like this, or they open from the ground up, or from the bottom, or from the top down kind of thing. Or in some cases just straight from one side to the other. So you can kind of take a hold of the side and just kind of like peel it a little bit so you can kind of peek out and see what's going on. There's a decent bit of activity going around. People are barking commands at each other. People are putting on, it's less like patrol armor, and it looks more, they're putting on like armor.
Oh no. I think I'm gonna start waving behind me at Reaver. And then close the door.
Uh-huh.
However it closes. And then just get close to everybody that's here, which is just us 3. There's something going on out there. They got like the big fuck off armor on. I don't think that's normal attire for them. Because everyone else we've seen here, they're kind of just in what would kind of be considered like probably fatigues, or like just a base like walk around outfit.
If you think of it as like, you know, like whenever you have like guards in like a city or a town or something, they've got like maybe a little bit of chainmail, but it's mostly like, you know, hard leather or something like that. But then when they actually need to go outside to like do patrol or something, they'll put on plates. It's a bit like that. The actual people who are here as part of the forces of this temple / village usually wear, like, you know, hardened leather, but now they're actively pulling on the scale attachments to their armor. Yeah, so they're gearing up from like studded leather to scale.
So what do you all think? They're like actually like getting all dolled up to maybe go fuck something up.
So are we fighting?
You are not fighting.
I can do something.
No.
You can stay
Okay.
safe.
Shall I find out, Lady Glimmertide?
Please don't. Oh, don't do that.
I'm just going to show the sigil.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. I know, I'll be flexing the sigil as I say that. Being sarcastic, but also be like, I have this, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Did you rob somebody?
No, a total gave it to me after I played babysitter and made some kids laugh. I'm going to rub it in your uncle's face.
Of course he's nice to children. He wouldn't be nice to a child.
Fair.
Why does everyone think I... Never mind.
Reaver's the nicest
you have
among
a
us.
grouchy exterior.
Soft on the inside.
Please repeat that sentence just so I hear that correctly.
You have a grouchy exterior. What did you think I said?
No. It was just because, again, of a character trait of the character. That's what I was like, I needed to hear exactly what you were, just in case it was like, Children don't persecute based on looks. Their eyes are open. You can keep your girlfriend safe. I'll go find out if we need to fight. Do you know where Echo or Architeuthis is?
No, I haven't. I ain't seen either of them. And Lucy's gonna take out the sending stone that Moradin gave her. But she has no fucking idea if he still has the other one, or who might have the other one. And she just kind of hands it to Reaver, and just says, "You see my daddy? Can you please double check he has the other one of these before I do a dumb and try to use this? And some other fuckwit has it, and not my family fuckwit."
How hidden do you want it?
You can just throw it at him. Tell him to give it back to me.
I'm just going to take the helmet off and then just basically fuse it to the top of the internal of the head.
Okay.
Head back on. And then just phase through the door so that no one has to then see in here.
Okay. You phase through the door, terrify the absolute daylights out of a couple of guardsmen. And then do you follow them? Do you ask them? What's the...
Oh no, immediately I'm asking, like, why are we getting ready for a fight? Are we getting ready for a fight?
Maybe?
I'm just going to put the sigil in front of his face.
Yeah, we've been called to arms, but not nearby. There's something going down a little ways away.
I'm the bodyguard of the Glimmertides. Give me the full information now.
Make me an intimidation.
And if I need to, I will intimidate.
Oh,
absolutely.
Make me an intimidation check.
I was fucking with health because I took a long rest, but hold on, let me get the character sheet back up. I think it's +9 to intimidation.
You're the bodyguard of the heir of the Glimmertides.
+7. No, I'm not saying that because I've saved Moradin too. Glimmertides plural. 15.
Okay, yeah, with their amazing roll of a 5. They like freeze, dumbfounded, absolutely petrified to the spot of you before the other one with them is like, there's forces moving through space that's supposed to be, well, protected. We don't know who these forces belong to, but they're like, the waters around them are acting strange. It's like they're moving inside the eye of a storm.
I'm going to just see if I have any magical aspirations of how this gets more apt. But if not, it's just going to be the loudest scream of fuck. Nope, just screaming into the top of my lungs. Fuck.
They like jump back. I'm so sorry. You asked for the information, and I gave you the information, and now I feel like I shouldn't have given
Stop.
you the info.
You did your work. Freezing will get you killed in a fight. Breathe and stay close to your friends. And I'm just gonna face to the door. Tidal's fucking here.
Oh, good.
So
Great.
Just to be clear, they did say it was a ways away. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, I'm aware, but in the sense of the problem.
And then Luce is just gonna do the only logical thing that her 11 intelligence can tell her to do. Echo, if you can hear me, we might be fucked. Luce just kind of thinks Echo exists in every crawl space. And can hear everything.
That's like perfectly reasonable.
Like no matter
Sense.
where you go, no matter what you do, Echo.
Do I hear it?
Dude,
Can I roll?
please.
Roll me a D100, and if it is
Okay.
higher than
I
that,
don't tell me.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Roll
Never
for crawl space.
tell me the odds.
Wait. 31.
31. Okay.
Wait, but weren't you coming back to the group for the second half of the long rest, so it would have made sense that you would have heard? You would have at least been...
Don't worry about that anymore. We've moved
Okay.
on. We've lived life. Echo got comfy. That's all I'm thinking about is Echo got really comfy.
Echo
Plans changed.
only needs to sleep for 4 hours. But they chose to sleep for longer.
Comfy.
Yes, through some weird, strange attachment bias. Yeah. So what I was going to say to them was, if your D100 roll is higher than my D100 roll, I'll let it go, and I rolled a 27.
I was
Oh, hell yeah.
Show me.
So yeah, you do get this kind of like this relay of message right as you wake up, giving you that sense of like shaking awake, like, oh, something's wrong.
It takes a moment because Frostmane's like very disoriented from, oh fuck, I slept 8 hours. Oh fuck, I slept 8 hours.
You're also
and then
now
hearing the
Echo again.
voice. Weren't they given the thing?
Yeah, but so you haven't used that yet. The only one that was active was the polymorph. So now,
But didn't it say that if it was on
yeah,
or in their person?
you've got it on, but now you have to use it. Once it's been used, it's there until you
Ah,
turn
it has
off.
to be okay.
Yes.
Cool. I was like, I don't. If it's not active now, what do I?
No, I understand. You had the polymorph on. Now the polymorph is dropped while you've been sleeping. You have the ring on you. You just have to go
Cool,
bonus action
cool.
using it.
Me having customer service issues of like, how do I use this magic item? Also, to be clear, what Echo did with it, it's not on their finger. It's in them. They stored it in the chest cavity. Because a ring can be taken off. It's a little harder to reach into someone and remove something. Not impossible, just a little more difficult.
Is
Usually.
it next to the 10 gold?
I think it's next to the book.
Oh, it's like...
I don't know where the 10 gold is. I still don't know.
Somewhere.
The 10 gold is somewhere
We lost
in
the
there.
10 gold.
Like, we're gonna have to look for that if we want it.
There's going to have to be a point where, like, Echo has, like, a clear out of just, like, taking all the stuff out and be like, this, oh yeah, I need this. This, yeah, I need this.
Spring cleaning.
I'm just
It is-
imagining picking
It
Echo
is the
up and
spring
just hearing a
equinox,
gentle
so
jingle, 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 jingle.
if you shake Echo, does Echo sound like the inside of, like, a cargo carrier? Like,
Oh my god, you know one of those kids' toy noise machines that if you turn it upside down and back up, it makes like an animal sound, like type thing? It's like that, but they mimic you. They make your noises.
So fun.
so what?
I'm more impressed you being allowed to, keep your hands.
You're getting better.
There.
I think it's more just a case of if you actually manage to grab a hold of Echo, Echo's that impressed that they just let you. You're one of the few who survived this long. I will allow you to turn me upside down for a brief moment.
So upon waking up, I think the first thing they do is they start scrambling towards the door. But before getting quite to it, they're like, because they can't see again. When they went to sleep, they could see.
Yeah.
And they woke up, and they're blind again. And so it takes them a moment to really adjust to what's just happened. And they're honestly really uncoordinated, like uncharacteristically uncoordinated for a while. And even when they get to the door and they end up doing they activate the ring, which is in the chest cavity somewhere, by the book, wherever the book is. It's there. Even after they do that and the visage appears because it's not polymorph, they still are having difficulty realigning themselves to what their senses have been for so long. And so it actually takes them a lot longer to get to where Luce called them from. But once they do, they burst through the door, they kind of run into it. And then it's just, what? You called. I'm here.
You have the. I just want to be clear. You have the ring activated, right?
Yeah, that was they were so groggy. It was up, blind, move, activate, leave, get there, smash into the door.
Okay. Go. Who?
Huh?
You called. Wait, you. Oh no, you. And it takes a while, but then there's nope. Loose. You called.
Reaver? Help? What? I'm confused. Marisol?
We called Echo.
Yeah.
Echo does change shape a lot, but this is a new one.
Echo? Echo?
Kind of.
You have eyes.
They don't work. Well, not right now.
Got it.
Got it.
This makes sense.
That's less question. It's more just the worry of I'm working in my own head and machination. So problems are coming.
Problems are coming. I would love to hear about this when we have time, though.
What?
Title.
Storm.
No.
You actually heard me?
Yeah. Of course.
Fuck divinity, I'm just gonna start praying to you to summon you.
Please don't. Please don't.
We've
So much has just happened. Please don't add that. It's just
we've
utter
made
terror.
enough gods upset.
I mean, we could just make a god.
No. That
Been
one will
made
get
too many
really...
things already.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we woke up to some giant sound, and a bunch of the temple fuckwits, nice people. Only fuckwits because my uncle's here, uncle-in-law. They're putting on the heavy armor, like the smashy smash armor, and Reaver.
They say a storm is passing through. And given certain developments, it might involve me.
What?
did you
What
do?
else?
Listen, I couldn't say no.
What did you do?
They were a kid.
What did you do?
I didn't do.
What?
They gave me something.
What?
A lucky rock. It's their words.
The moment you say the word luck out loud, Reaver, only you can hear it. You start to hear ticking.
I told you to fucking leave me alone for a day. Not here.
I just got here.
Not you. I'm just gonna make the person who I need to get out of here.
Yeah, we all do.
Got to hydrate.
Ah.
Fine.
That's right, everybody. Did Danny just hydrate with a coffee?
It's tea.
There's water in it.
That counts.
It's leaf water.
Liquids.
Liquid.
Ha!
It
In that
is
case,
like-
Iron Brew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah, yes, Malakros and the beefaroni.
Ah, yes.
I
Master,
think on that fondly.
Master Mundai, the greatest sorcerer that's ever lived. Yes, I concur.
So okay.
And you have it.
So
Can't give it to anyone, and they can't take it. That was the
What the
kid's
fuck do
request.
you mean they can't take it?
It was the kid's request.
it was just that you can't give it to anyone. You can't give it away.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Echo's
can't
gonna
put it down.
pry Reaver's head open.
Sorry. Did you just say you're going to pry Reaver's head open?
Yes.
It's a helmet.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to have a peek inside here. Okay.
I'm gonna phase Spectre form. So they
Okay.
can't touch me and move back and just go, what are you doing?
Spectre is spell.
No. Just
Damn it.
There, for once in the life that we have lived together, you are able to actually see one of Echo's eyes twitch. Which is an occurrence that happens very often, but
Yep.
no one has been able to see it
Yep.
until now. And Echo's eye twitches, and it's taking it.
Reaver, you don't
It's-
want it, right?
no, I want to destroy it, but the kid gave it to me. And the
While
Cool.
Reaver's talking, Echo's gonna try it.
Just
delve, I guess, Brad?
grapple.
What would this be? Right, Echo's still going to try and sneak up on Reaver and
I'm not trying to sneak. There's no sneaking involved.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think they want to distract us. I'd be like, okay, well then, the reason why I
No.
said that was because passive perception.
Yeah, no, just trying to take advantage of the fact that Reaver's trying to do two things at once. That's all. Just
Oh.
splitting the attention.
right. Okay.
No stealth is involved.
Fair.
I still think he's still Inspector form, so I think you're just going to like, just pass through.
Wait.
Oh, no. I can keep Spec up as long as I'm willing it, but I need to keep moving. I can't, because it's the whole point of like stationary motion. So it's like, oh, Echo, grab me. I will Spectre and move back and then become solid again.
Oh, right. I thought, right. Okay, cool.
It's basically like, why are you touching me? Hang on here, let's talk.
Right, okay, I get you. I got you now.
Since when has Echo ever talked first?
Okay, so I guess in that case, if you're just trying to do what you did again the second time, is that technically a grapple?
I'm not trying to hold him in place.
I'm trying to force
I'm
something.
trying to wrench his head off. So strength? Athletics?
Yeah, athletics, and Reaver gets to choose athletics or acrobatics. So, I mean, it's not a grapple, but it's using the grapple rules, I guess.
I wonder which one I'm picking.
25.
Possible. Nope, that's a 5 on the dice, so that's a 12. So my head pops.
Reaver, your head is pulled right off your body.
Echo literally tosses it and dives in.
Okay.
Rummages around to find the...
Well, with your perception, the way it's worded, it is going to be fused into some segments of the teeth, which is
So
part
the
of my
reason
body.
I'm saying rummage around now is Echo's still getting used to using these senses again. I'm not fully relying on them yet.
Cool.
They're still disoriented. And so it is them actual fumbling around. And they find it. Pause. Is it going to hurt if I remove this? Will you unfuse it?
Does it break the oath?
Will you unfuse it?
Does it break the oath?
Will you unfuse it?
If it doesn't break the promise I made the kid, like I made you a promise. Oh,
Okay, so you're pulling it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
Echo does have legitimately good and caring reasons for this, I swear.
oh no, I'm
Even though
okay.
it's
As
horrendously
players, we have, as soon as Brian was like, here's a luck rock, I went, fuck, and we've actively been talking like outside, like, this is going to be a problem.
Yep.
And we're okay with this, to clarify to anyone watching.
Okay.
Because at tables you communicate.
Correct.
Yes, always
Yes.
communicate. And if something happens at the table that you're not sure of how to, then you communicate at the table. There's nothing bad about communicating at, above, below, behind, or in any other place remotely related to
In?
the table.
Become the table.
If you can wild shape into a table and communicate as the table, you can also do that as well.
Become the mimic you truly want to be.
So the thing with that is
Under the table.
this does technically run the risk of breaking the oath. However, it's not technically the oath that you've sworn for your paladin capabilities.
That's not the point.
Well, so you're currently Oath of Glory, right?
No,
No.
we haven't been glory for a long time.
No, you're right. It's
Vengeance.
Vengeance, that's it. Right, so let's... Oh, in that case... It might...
Sorry, I might be breaking your oath right now.
Because I won't take vengeance on you.
Well, but the thing to the kid was that you can't give it if Echo is literally hurting you because you didn't unfuse it. You got popped from
No.
you, and you've also been fighting.
But because I won't then fight Echo because of the previous promise, that will be then the vengeance thing being broken because that is theft against the kid. Technically, by the theft of me. It is actually realistically a fair argument.
So I had an idea of how the wording of the Oath of Vengeance goes. Being specific here, Oath of Vengeance doesn't say anything about that. Very specifically, show the wicked no mercy. Fight injustice and its causes and aid those harmed by injustice. Those are your 3 tenets. None of those are technically affected here. Echo's intentions, which you are aware of, are not wicked. Therefore, they don't fall under the first one. Echo has very much been harmed by injustice, but there's nothing you can do about that right now, so you're not breaking the second oath. And this has nothing to do with aiding someone harmed by injustice. So the third tenet
Aid
is not
yourself.
called into it. Unless
You've been
you
harmed by injustice.
Unless you want it to.
Unless you
No.
see it a different way.
So that's the horrible thing in my head of the devil's argument. I'm like,
Do you want it to?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, do I say anything out loud?
Listen, we've had a clear change 3 times.
Free, but the
Yeah.
lore.
Let me break you.
Oh no, you're breaking me either way.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
know. Let me oath break you.
Oh, okay.
Not actually.
Because the
not
argument
actually.
is, it's actually the last one I think is why
Join
it possibly
me.
breaks. Because
Yeah.
it's aiding someone who has injustice because of the kid. It is their promise is getting broken. And they were the bullied kid, and the gift they gave me for helping them find courage
Has been
was
removed
this.
from your person, which, as much as it's not an injustice to you, it is technically an injustice to them because
And
their
because I
gift
won't
they
strike
give to
Echo
you.
back. Yeah.
Right, I
What if
tell
I
you
just
what.
punch you?
Right, I tell you what. I can see it both ways. So what we're going
Yeah.
to do is we're going to call it down to a dice roll. What's the hit die for a paladin? A D10?
D12.
I think D12 is only for barbarians. D10 I think is paladin.
I could be wrong. You are correct then. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
You're
so
right.
pick me up a D10. I have a number in my head. You roll above it, oath broken. Roll below it. What, are you picking 3?
No, I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. Okay. So in that instance, your oath is not broken.
Oh, okay.
No, right, okay, so your reaction there,
Do you want it to be
do
broken?
you want it broken? Because your reaction to that wasn't, okay, your reaction was, okay. As in there was another thought. So,
I've got plans for. Listen, oath breaking was always down the line.
Do you want me to break you right now or not?
Go
You
for
want
it.
to redo your character sheet again?
Sure. Break it.
okay. You have
Rip
heard that.
literally
There
rip
has
my chest open.
Okay, so as this is detached from you, Echo, you pull this away, and as you pull it, there's the sound of something somewhere shattering. But it's not like metal being torn or a piece of stone cracking in half. This sounds like the shattering and tearing of very, very thick, like, scroll parchment. Not a sound that you guys who've dwelled underwater would be familiar with. Reaver, you've heard paper being ripped before. This is like, you know that sound of those people that rip dictionaries in half?
Oh.
That real deep, thick, like that, but as you all hear it, Reaver, you feel it. You feel something in you disappear.
Okay.
Until your next long rest, you cannot use any paladin capabilities other than your weapon capabilities. As in, you can swing your sword using the proficiency given by a paladin, but you can't use smites, you can't use spells, you can't use your channel divinities until you take a long rest.
Can't use lay on hands.
None of your paladin capabilities are open to you.
Welcome to the No Magic Club, buddy.
What happens to Groan?
Oh my god, Groan disappears. Oh my,
Reaver, go to
right.
sleep.
Wish harm upon the puppy.
As the tearing sound happens, you guys watch as in the middle, Groan starts to fade from the centre out. As if he's also been torn in half.
nephew. This is the cost of narrative choices. The dog.
Kyle,
Also,
yeah,
Marisol,
yeah,
you have
break
what you
it, break it, break it. Suddenly there's no growing.
No,
Kyle,
I'm just thinking.
what
I'm
have I
thinking. I'm
done?
thinking of the next moment. Do I feel pain?
No, in fact, you feel the exact opposite. There is a nothingness. There is nothing.
Okay.
There's like a void, as if something that was there is now no longer there.
Does Echo do anything while I'm just recoiling from having my chest ripped open? I'm assuming teeth have come with the pouch.
Yeah.
I leave.
Taking the stone with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Echo leaves, carting the rock off with them.
Did you tell me that Pyramid Boy can sense things through the Luckstone?
Yep.
In the lab, you did?
Hence why I was like, I need to get rid of this.
Cool.
Done.
Luce is putting your head with Marisol and is like, Echo, wait up! And is following Echo at full speed. I imagine Echo's not going slow.
No.
You got a faster swim speed than me, I think, but I got 30.
50. 50.
Yeah, I'm basically going as fast as I can.
Ow.
Bless you, bless you.
Bless you.
Oh, ow, that hurt, that hurt, that hurt.
Oh.
Excuse me a minute, guys, excuse me. Oh, that
You're
hurt.
good.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. Behind you, it's just Echo! Echo, wait! Information about disposal!
So Echo's like going just at full speed. Echo's plan currently, dip out of this place, tell people not to leave, and just go in a direction that's not here, and bury it.
Echo, I will start praying to you!
And meanwhile, I'm just in the background holding Reaver's head like, so, you good?
I'm going to spectre form walk out as Archie and see if a part of my chest is missing.
Where there used to be a solid piece of chest here, there's not like a hole or anything like that. It's not like you're missing something, but there is a black mark that looks like a... It looks like a rash, but a rash that is dense black, like Vanta black, and very, very slowly you can see the edges of it pitch and pulse, as if you've got like a small blob of venom symbiote on you.
Do you summon David?
No, Davy
Oh,
Jones
God.
is occupied right now.
I thought he was dead.
Busy.
But Davy Jones technically is dead.
I
Yeah.
thought somebody killed him again.
Death is time consuming.
Yes.
So, I've now got that and the rune markings of the fucking bloody pharaoh on my chest. Oh boy, this is a picture of problems.
Wealthy.
I'm just gonna look down at it and repeat the simple question: what did you ask? In just monotone.
You know what? I think I have the answer. What exactly did Echo just take? Are you going to be okay, or is some sort of magical healing going to be needed?
The wording was, I feel nothing. question to Brad.
The word the exact wording was, there is nothing there. There is a void, as if something that was once there is now missing. It's
So it's a void rather than feeling nothing as an entity in my head. If I'm thinking about emotion, like,
to feel nothing is still a sense of feeling.
yeah.
You don't feel.
Okay. I doubt it. Doesn't really matter. We have bigger problems. Mine can wait. My other problems are coming.
You think he's still on his way? I don't know if what Echo did would have stopped him.
I don't know why he's coming. Well, no, surely he's too prideful to work with that.
Who? What? He may be prideful, but I don't know if he's...
Do you remember
He's
how
prideful, but...
Ariel mouthed off a title?
Yes, of course.
Well, I may have done something much, much more than that to someone else.
What do you mean?
I may have swore that I will be the end and ruin of a certain entity. No matter how many deaths it takes, or how many attempts I have to go for it.
Why did you do that?
Because they killed everyone. Just like I promised I would kill everyone who caused you the pain of your village. They took my home. They took my family. They took my future. Everything I wanted and fought for, burned, sunk, eaten, or chewed out and spat out into monstrosities for people.
Okay. I understand. Who is this? And how do we kill them?
Don't know.
Can we kill them?
And I'm gonna find a way.
Okay. Works for me.
There's one more caveat.
Yes.
They promised I'd see everyone die first.
We are not going to let... I specifically am not going to let that happen. I don't know what this monster is.
Luck. Shitty luck.
Well... Marisol's a little stuck on this one. Well, more Denver's a little stuck on this one. I get... Because I want to say something clever like, well, let's make it unlucky, but I feel like that would just make it matter. Well, we haven't needed luck to get this far. So, what's in getting rid of the whole thing?
At least now you know why I've been a bit ratchet about it.
No, that makes a lot of sense actually. So, what exactly do we need to do with the rock that was just ripped from your person?
I don't even know. I just don't. I just wanted them safe.
I know. Can you still fight like this?
I will form back into the body and see how much it stands up.
I give you your head back.
Till I draw breath.
All right. Well, Luce is chasing down Echo with a rock that has caused us far too many issues. I think we need to get ready for whatever is about to come at this temple.
You need to rest.
I can rest when I'm sure everyone is not going to be dead. I feel better than I did before, I promise. I have watched so many people in this group absolutely destroy themselves over and over again for the benefit of others, and it is my turn.
I refuse. Because then it means you're next to go. You're not going to destroy yourself. You want to play that game? There's two options. We either come up with an actual plan, or I go first, because if I can't die, then let's play the invincibility game until it's wrong. And I know Echo will then kill me, because they already tried to by this. And I'm just going to point at, like, my chest cavity. So I'm not allowed to die either. So we need a plan. And I kind of need some of my armor back. Fuck, I thought that would hurt, but I don't even know what it feels like. What did you see, by the way?
I saw what happened to my village, to my people, to everyone who I ever knew. They got used as an experiment to make sure that a rather terrible magic user would be able to enact some form of vengeance, I suppose, for something that has happened.
Then my condolences that you have some understanding of my angers. But you still need to rest.
Fine, but I'm helping with the plan.
Sure. I'm sure they'll come back when we have one. But till then, you're not leaving this room.
Fine.
Where's Celia?
Necklace. Still. On me, of course, if you want to speak to him.
Just tell him a trip home might be sooner than expected.
Okay. Celia, Reaver wants you to know that a trip home might be sooner than expected. Also, there is a gigantic black mark on his ghost body after Echo ripped a little piece of him off that is apparently drawing Taito and some other dude towards us. Things are going sideways.
Oh. Well, there's not much I can do about it. I'm kind of stuck here.
I know, I'm just keeping you informed.
Where's everybody else? Where's Luce? Where's Echo? Where's...
So Echo,
I know
after
he has a
ripping the piece
name, but
out-
I can't remember it. The new guy, where is he?
Architeuthis, I'm still not positive. After Echo ripped the small piece of Reaver out, they swam away very fast. Luce was trying to follow them with what I believe was very pertinent information. I am not entirely sure what direction they are going. And Reaver is right in front of me.
Okay. Is he okay? Luce and Echo, are they together? Is Archie Toothless close by?
Luce and Echo are most likely together because Luce was chasing Echo. Echo has sort of a new form, so I don't know that they're as fast as they were before. They seemed a little disoriented. We can look for Architeuthis. We have not attempted that yet. And Reaver is technically okay, but seems to be in a very questionable emotional state even for Reaver.
Okay. I have no idea what to say. There is a lot happening, and there's a lot of nothing I can do.
Yes, I know the feeling. I am being disallowed from fighting.
Well, obviously, you're in no condition to fight.
Don't like it.
Neither do I. Unfortunately, it is what we are at this moment in time. We are infirm at the moment.
Well, right now we need to make a plan to save all of our skins. Reaver, what is this? Does this being have an official name that I can tell Celia to see if they have any information?
Do I know that Celia can see visions if I share them?
Yeah, you've done it before with them.
I will hold out my hand and say I'm not saying it out loud.
Reasonable. And I hold out the necklace.
I'm going to grip my hand round it, and I'm going to relive 5 of my deaths on the Black Pyramids so I can get as clear a view of him as possible. And then also an image of the beach when I basically said, like, I'm going to rip you apart when he was the halfling.
Okay. As you relay this over and over again, these 5 horrific deaths that you were forced to go through when you were pulled to the Black Temple. To the Black Pyramid, sorry. We ain't going into World of Warcraft here, guys. You are not prepared, but, you know, We're not doing that. And when the memories are finished being shared, Celia is going to, with your hand still on it, say, Reaver, what did you do?
I'm just going to let go of the necklace.
Well, what? Who is this? What does this mean?
It's a being known as the Bloody Pharaoh. There's writings about him in a book that I've perused. He's an entity, feeds on blood, death, carnage, slaughter, all the nasty things. The world that I'm from, or, well, you call it the surface, he has multiple cults that are devoted to acts of cannibalism and vampirism and... Oh god, I can't remember the word for it now. And then it's self-flaying in order to show...
Flagellation.
Flagellation, that's it, thank you. Acts of cannibalism, vampirism, and flagellation as a method of prayer and ritualistic worship to this guy. It's said that in his realm, the path to his pyramid is strewn with entities he calls flayed men. Past people who have worshipped him and gotten to a point of existence through severe pain, that he places them in his garden, in his desert of black sand. He's evil, as unbridled evil as you can be. And apparently he's got a mark in on Reaver.
Why is he coming after Reaver? Reaver, what happened?
Does it matter? We're in this now.
Perhaps it doesn't matter in the sense that it won't change the fact that we are in it. But it matters in the sense that I would like to know who I am traveling with, because you keep pulling these things out of nowhere. You are not an island unto yourself. These things that you do, they affect us. And I want to help you, but I need to know what's going on.
The really, really short version, Marisol, is this. Remember when I found out Lily was the reason we got sunk?
Yes, of course, that was terrible.
Lily's working with that thing. So when I found that out, it came to me in a dream, and I'm not one for being calm, I'll say. So I may have mouthed off, fully believing and still believing that I'm going to do it. And then I got the threats of, they're all going to die before you, and so far this is all coming correct. So So now you may know why I've been really calm lately. Since the courtyards and the markings. I haven't let loose.
Okay. Honestly, I thought it was going to be worse. That at least makes sense.
I'm an idiot, not senseless.
You're not an idiot all of the time. I promise you, we will figure out how to get rid of this problem. Like we have every other problem we've met so far. While making more in the process. Okay. Feather, what kind of creature is this?
Do you mean the bloody pharaoh?
Yeah.
A creature of not necessarily a god, but not something unlike a god. It's I don't know. I don't know a word. Similar.
Is it like the primordials?
No. They were immortal at one point. They were mortal, and then something happens. They. Are you familiar with the story of Vecna?
Vaguely.
Vecna was once a mortal man. Very much like myself, he pursued knowledge, achieved lichdom, and then he decided to take it further. He made himself a god. The bloody pharaoh, it kind of exists in that halfway point. They were given a spark of power thousands of years ago in order to cage away a great evil, but in doing so they warped and twisted that power to fit their own needs, and now they've become this. They're the reason that blood magic found its way to this world. He's got people that work for him. He's got champions on every single realm of existence that borders our own.
I am liking our odds less and less.
I'll see your concerned face and go, problems?
So he's not a god, but he is damn near close. And I don't know how to kill one of those.
You don't need to.
I've
killed everything else in our way so far.
As you say that, and as you do have that point of, I don't know how we kill this thing. I do want to go to Luce, and I do want to go to Echo. Right?
Yeah, totally.
So, Echo, you're just like whole ass booking it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Question.
Cool.
Can we do this after a break?
So, yeah, we can absolutely go to a break. We will do that. Yes, we'll go to a break just now. And then I'll speak to my party. Yeah, we're going to do that just now. We're going to go to our break now before we go into this part. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be back after our 15-minute break.